Okay, and we are back to continue Gundam Breaker. And you may notice that we're back on the title screen. I actually had to stop recording for a bit because for some reason my recording software kept recording even after I told it to stop. So it was recording boatloads of dead time between sessions while I was actually trying to set up and get the videos exported. So I stopped, rebooted the software. It looks like it's working now. We'll find out. But if you notice that there's like major discrepancies in how long each video is, it's because I had to cut out a bunch of dead time between each video so that they would actually fit, logically on the goddamn system. So, anyway, continuing with local data. And I'm heading back into the virtual VR goodness and gonna go see what parts we acquired, and then we will go ahead and see if we can't absolutely decimate the next mission. Alright, so parts build. What parts did I get? Ooh. Machine gun. Nice. Yep, called it. Dual daggers. Those are actually from Gundam Seed. They're part of the mobile battle frame armors you can pick up. Ooh, that's the Gundam rifle. The actual Gundam rifle. Oh! And the ZGMF X-20As. Awesome. Mark II Saber. Plus a boost to my build level. Awesomeness. Another rocket launcher. Another freaking shield. Really? One thing I am going to try to avoid doing is I'm not going to record like any time I spend at the shop selling off additional garbage. I'm only going to record actual like gameplay and construction stuff. So I'll save you the monotony of that, because that's something that does get unbelievably tedious, is going back to the store every couple of missions to dump the excess parts you don't need. Which I will say you get a big load of them. You'll get the same part dozens of times, and while it's handy to help build your build level, it doesn't do much really other than that. So let's see. Got a couple of different heads, but nothing I really want to use. Didn't get a Gundam head, sadly. Did get a Gundam body. See, those are those awesome X-20Fs, but I can't use them because they're level 15. And they're like 10 times more powerful than what I've got, which is actually fitting. There we go. There's the X-28s. And are these? Nah, won't get any real boost from them. I will get a boost from that. And I'm not going to see any difference with those shields. Gonna give myself a better saber, and gonna give myself a better rifle. Add the Vulcan. Now you notice I've got two different close range options here. One's a 300, one's a 230. Not quite sure which one's which. Forget, I'll just put them both in there. Okay. So, I have upgraded my unit, and now I need to go paint the body and the arms to match. Which, thankfully, once you know what colors you prefer to use, it's actually pretty easy. I hate yellow. Seriously, give me solid red over that any day. Funny thing is like, red is actually a really good color on these units, but there's times when it's like really inappropriate. Oh well. Red it is, and arms white. Yeesh. It's like, seriously. Like stark white arms. Yeah, there's a nice color. Of course, I'm the guy using purple. I should talk, right? There we are. And there we go. That's good. Alright. That will do it. And you know what? I am not going to mess with the backpack. I'm going to leave it as it is for now. Mainly because I don't plan to keep it for very long. I am fully intending to dump that backpack the second I get something better. I never liked the Gundam's backpack. I don't know why. I realized it was a practical thing, but it always looked kind of silly to me. Alright, so I've got my Gundam rifle, I've got my Gundam body, and my arms. The legs are still wearing something weird. Ooh, survival time. Alright, this will be interesting. We're going to do a survival mission. Survival is one of the real challenges in the game because basically it's you versus a long list of enemies, and the big problem with it is you have to survive one life. You get killed, you get knocked down, there's no respawn. You are done. In other levels, you get knocked down, you respawn, you just lose loot. In this game, you get knocked down, you lose loot, plus you don't get to continue. You're done. The good side about these is that you usually get teammates, and bonus, you usually get tons of great loot. Oh, yowza! This new gun is like awesome. Oh god, I just instantly killed that dude. Now granted, it does take the standard survival thing where the first few groups of enemies you'll face are usually like low-grade scrubs, and you can just absolutely, just destroy them like nobody's business. Charging! So my close range is the charge move. I'm going to actually switch it next time because the Gundam unit actually gets a sword attack move too, but for now we'll stick with the charge. Alright, so we're holding our own so far. You've got a Gundam body and a Gundam... Oh, you are a Gundam. Whoa. Never mind. Caught that Gundam in the back with a big old beam blaster. Now here's an interesting thing. You'll notice that I have teammates, AI-controlled teammates in certain missions. Even when you play single player, they'll actually give you AI partners to help you compete in more difficult levels. And they cannot be disabled or turned off. They're part of the mission structure. Now, it's not like you'll lose if they die or anything, but having them can help you win certain battles much more easily. In fact, it's really important to try and keep them alive because in certain boss battles, they will keep the bosses distracted long enough for you to kill them, landing the big heavy blows and doing the damage. And one of the things you can do to help out is with the support option, you can actually repair them if they're damaged, as well as repair yourself. Stop running and take your pain. Now you see how first with the survival match they start to get more powerful. These guys are becoming stronger. They're getting better armed, and they're more well equipped. They take more damage, and they can survive longer attacks. So you're basically trying to hold off an ever-increasing wave of bad guys who are trying to kill you, which is precisely what a survival match is. Come on. Oh, we backblasted each other. Sometimes when you and your opponent hit each other at the same time, you'll both do damage and you'll both be knocked back from each other. That actually happens more often with the higher level characters because they'll be fighting each other and they'll hit each other at the same time and their attacks will bounce each other back. Or depending upon the level of the characters, though, I've actually seen where an attack will just plow right through an enemy. Alright. So after a certain amount of time in the survival zone, you'll usually face off against a high-level boss enemy or something similar. Now these are Gundams with a different paint job, but they're not level 2s, that's for sure. And they're not using the Gundam legs, they're using the Gundam, they're using what looks like Gundam bodies and heads, but their legs and arms are some sort of GM custom, I think. Not that matters, because they're all getting the crap kicked out of them anyway, but for Gundam fans, it's a neat little game to try and identify what every character is using or wielding at any given time. Ooh, giant Gundam. Well, no, giant GMs. Along with regular Gundam backup. No, actually, I take it back. They're custom GMs. Yeah. These are some sort of custom GM models. With GM meaning general model, so that's kind of redundant. Ah, they've deployed the big guns. The actual ZX-9... The actual RX-78 Model 2 Gundam. Yeah, see, you can tell the bosses are a much more dangerous opponent. Because they'll not only really lay the hurt on you, but they have just as much firepower as you do. Alright. Oh, we got a part. We got a body part. Hit him. Kill him. Come on. Die. Obliterated. Oh, nuts. Crap. That is it. That is the GNR Riser. From the new Gundam 00. Or at least new to me, I should say. I've only seen bits and pieces of it so far, but I know that it's one of the newer versions. And he is a powerhouse. I've actually played with that unit before, and they're just nightmare fuel. Because they can really hurt you. If you play as them, they have enough weapon and equipment to really do some damage. Plus, they have some of the best special attacks in the game. Oh, and I just ripped right through him. I would kind of expect him to put up more of a fight. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Mission accomplished. And we Norma cleared it like a boss. Ooh, and we're level 5 OS versions. Ooh, we got new equipment. We got new bodies, new legs. New arms from the looks of things, new backpack. Probably more daggers, and the rest of that stuff is unusable. Alright, so I think that'll do that for the moment. So, we'll head back to base, see what we got, and then we'll go to the next mission. Alright. Let's see what parts we can build. Ooh, daggers, okay. That's a higher level 2 laser cannon, cool. Oh, special model GM body. Weaker than what I have though, so kind of redundant. Ah, but there's the official Gundam legs. And another Gundam backpack. And another set of Gundam arms. Okay. Not much, but still good enough. Let's go get those Gundam legs installed. There we go. It's gonna give me a trade-off in a few areas, so I'll have to deal with it, but I can live with that. Get the beam saber. And I'm gonna switch out the close range attack, because I believe this is the sword assault move. Oh, module. Modules are something you pick up later on in the game that are permanent boosters. They sort of like give you permanent stat buffs. But some of them can do some really great stuff. For example, certain models can cause you to regenerate health automatically, whereas others can give you massive energy boosts to your weight absorption. Because there's some, you'll notice that the stats in the middle, the last two stats are very close, and there's a reason for that. The next to last stat is your maximum weight load. The stat below it is your current weight load. And if you exceed your current weight load, you can't. Pardon me, sorry about that. If you exceed your current weight load, you can't pilot a particular unit. Sorry. I had to kill the mic for a second. I was about to cough. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and paint those legs and just do a real quick paint job on them and then go on to the next level. And again with the white. I think that's one of the things that I never liked about the Gundam models themselves. I'm actually a bigger fan of the Xeon models, even though they're not as effective in combat, in my opinion. I've always liked their designs and color schemes more. I think they look more authentic, I guess. But that's just me. Anyway, let's go ahead and back out here. And yeah, I think that'll do for now. Alright, so we'll do one more mission, and then after this mission, I'm going to go ahead and hop over to the shop, see if I can pick up any items or equipment, and then I will go ahead and dump any unneeded auxiliary junk out of our stash, and who knows, maybe we can buy a decent Gundam model. Alright, we'll see. Anyway, moving on to the actual combat, let's get back into the fight. I don't know why, for some reason I remember this mission, but I don't remember why. I do know that... Oh, there's my sword slash move. That's right, you are no match for the Night Storm. Just hand over your lives, your parts, and your money, and we'll call it a day. That's the sword slash. Does a lot of damage, very powerful, but only close range. Unlike the charge, which can be used to cover ground, the sword slash only works at like point blank range, so you have to be careful with it. Ooh, giant Zaku. Die, giant Zaku. Haha. Alright, so he's done. There's another couple of them around here. Ooh, someone's got something big over there. Something heavy. Ow. Alright, got him, and... oh, not close enough. Oh yeah, those are the Zaku sniper models. Well, they're dealt with now. Ah, jammers. Some levels will have these pop up in various functions. Now in this case, whichever one you destroy determines what path you take. This is one of those levels that actually has more than one path, and I may replay it later on going a different path just to show you that. I want to try to avoid redoing levels as much as possible, but you know, in certain cases it can actually be advantageous to try different paths. Yeah, massive amount of damage on that. Yeah, that laser cannon doesn't do a whole lot, but it's actually really good for like crowd control because it allows you to cover the entire area in a single attack, so it can be useful. Oh. Alright, took his arm off or something. Oh, who knows, doesn't matter. Get in there and kill him. Now you'll notice this Zaku is fighting with his fists alone. And that's actually something you can do. You can actually run without any weapons. Certain models are actually designed around it. And not equipping a weapon means you can equip more powerful EX units, or EX moves to give you an advantage. So, there is that. Ah. And now there's three of these transmitter things in the area, so I have to take out all three. And there's certain missions where you have to do certain things, but the good thing is that it's never complicated, never is difficult to figure out what you're supposed to do. I think there's one mission I had where I didn't actually figure it out right away, and even then it just took me going back through one of the areas to get through it. Alright. Where are you running? Ooh, 10,000. Alright, so let's wrap up this last jammer thingy. And we'll go through them. Alright. Yeah, the AI for the partners is fairly competent. And the AI for some of the enemies can also be very, very good. Oh, I remember this. There's some, like I said before, there's some jammers that do weird stuff, and this jammer shrinks you down, which makes it very hard to fight on an even frame with your enemies. So the first thing you want to do is get in here and destroy this thing before you go any further. And the moment it's gone, you're back to full power and you can just start going to town. Now this game features units from all corners of the Gundam universe, and here's a great example. This Sailor Moon looking unit is actually from G Gundam, the Gundam Fighters, and it's actually the Switzerland Gundam, the Nobel Gundam. And actually there's a AI controlled partner who uses that later on that you can team up with. Now you'll notice this menu comes up. That's actually tied to my D-pad. That's how you select your special weaponry and equipment. Laser shot right through your heart. But yeah, if you press down, it goes to your down option, right, up. And you can have up to, I believe it's like 7 that you can have at any given time. First thing I'm doing here is I'm wiping out these backups. But in general, you can fight this however you want. You can go right after the big guy himself, or you can go after his teammates. It's just a matter of however you think you should fight the fight. Alright, so his teammates are down. Down. The big guy's down. It's time to polish off his backup. Collect my loot, which he dropped a ton of it. Got it. Is that it? Yep, that's it. Okay, so we're done. Collected a bunch of stuff, got a bunch of good deals, and next time when we continue, I'm gonna actually go into the store and Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. Small problem with the mic there. I don't know what happened with it, so it just shut off on me. Gonna have to fix that. Anyway, I'm not sure where it got cut off, but I was trying to say is that there comes a point where you start using the same parts repeatedly because you'll be getting them a lot. And one of the things about this game that keeps you driving forward is that you want to collect newer parts. You want to get better equipment. So, anyway, picking off from there, we're going to go ahead and stop here for the moment. And I will try to rejigger or edit some of the audio for this to make it fit better. But, yeah, if you notice there's a long period of dead silence in it, it's because my mic decided to screw up on me. Anyway, this is the Mega Mat Cat. Hopefully next time no mic trouble, and we will continue to fight our way through Gundam Breaker. See you next time, folks.